Can you hear it, guys? Can you hear it? It's the sound of joy made by Mirajane and Laxus fans for almost getting something after all this time. We're going to discuss it today because today we're speaking about the chapter 2 of fairy tale Re-Fantasia entitled The Pair at the Cathedral. And spoilers, guess who the pair is? It's them, you guys, it's them. But let's not get into that. Let's not get into discussing Mirajane and Laxus before speaking about the other cute couple who is not canon yet that we can see on the cover page of the chapter. We have Lucy and Natsu eating with Hoppy. Very nice to see. I love seeing it. They bring me so much joy, I cannot explain it. I'm so waiting for them to be canon at this point. I'm just praying for it to happen before the end of the series because by the end of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, I need them to be canon because if not, I'm not even considering them not being canon. Anyways, the chapter starts with the town of Magnolia preparing for the Harvest Festival. Everyone is happy, bringing food, decorating, and then we have a zoom on Fairy Tail holding the Miss Fairy Tail contest. I feel like Erza is set to win this time around too because besides Kana, who is very good looking but drinking, all the other girls are not giving us very much. We have Levi reading, Gajal, of course, the supporting boyfriend he thinks he's gonna win. They're probably not. Juvia, man, I'm so sad about this. I want to go and look back in the chapter they were competing for Miss Fairy Tail because I remember Juvia coming in 3rd place. I think she did a better job last time around, and in a way, I was discussing about this with someone in the comments of one of my last shorts. I was hoping Juvia is going to win this time around just so that Gray regrets picking Erza instead of her. But the way she's presenting herself now, she's most probably not going to win this. Which just sucks, man. I feel like Juvia is reacting this way especially because she wasn't being managed by Gray. She was stuck with Wakaba and Makao, so of course she didn't go all the way in. She was uncomfortable, and we can see her being uncomfortable here too. But yeah, anyways, then we have Erza in her bunny costume. Everyone is blushing. Loki is telling her to change costume. So we have Gothic Lolita, we have swimwear, and Kitty Cat. So yeah, she's very much into it. She's the only one who's into it. So I just expect her to win. She's the only one who's playing the game. Anyways, Gray is very happy. Natsu is defending Lucy and they're fighting each other. Anyways, Lucy is coming. She's dressed in a fairy cheerleader and no one is reacting to her and she doesn't understand why. Just to find out that Wendy was dressed exactly the same just before her. So yeah, we have some very interesting reaction from Wakaba and Makao, especially because Wendy is the age of Makao's son, Romeo. So I really do hope, let's give them the benefits of the doubt and say, I hope they're watching her like this because they find her cute, okay? I hope they find her cute and they're not lusting over her because I'm so fed up with everyone hyper-sexualizing this child. It's too much for me. But anyways, let's go on. Next contestant, Mira, and she's not here. And this is actually an old gag of Mira just impersonating Ichiya or Ichiya showing up for her, which is funny. Come on, this gag, I love this gag. Just Ichiya showing up instead of Mirajane is forever gonna be funny. I just expected it at this point. I just expected it. Anyways, that's when Lucy and the others realize that Mirajane is not at the guild, in fact. And on the next page, we realize that she went to see a certain someone at the cathedral. And this is where the shipping comes into play. Because you have to realize that Mirajane and Laxus honestly almost never get moments together story-wise. The most thing we have pointed to Mirajane and Laxus being endgame or chapter covers. And I feel like this is painful for a Mirajane and Laxus shipper because honestly they had no interactions in the whole 100-year quest. In the whole 100-year quest manga, they have not spoken at all. You have to understand that. You have to understand what it takes to be a Mirajane and Laxus shipper. Them being shipped is something that started very early on. In Phantom Lord arc, when Mirajane asked Laxus to help and he mocked her and he said he's not going to, she started crying. This is around this time people started shipping them because at the point it realized that Laxus was becoming a good guy. They wanted them together, okay? So it's a fair ship. They do have some moments, but it's very, very minimal. It's as if the manga does not want them to be together at this point, like up until now. And even them being together here and now, I feel like this might be the best we're going to get about them in this whole series because you have to understand that this actually was confirmed to be taking place between the Grand Magic Games and Tartarus, okay? So knowing it takes place at this time, we can go back to Lucy's award-winning ceremony when Laxus's relationships were being discussed, and we had the confirmation that Laxus and Mira were not dating and that everything around them were just rumors. So at this point, even them having this interaction here and now just feels friendly. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, it just feels like they had so many bad interaction that they just needed to have this interaction in order to show that they're actually cool with each other. And it's kind of sad for Mirajane and Laxus shippers that, I don't know, like to me, this moment just feels like the time where Laxus was sick because of the magic particles he inhaled, and Gray went to see him and they had this conversation one-to-one. It just kind of gives me the same vibes, and I feel like people could be questioning what's the point on having Laxus having so many intimate moments with all these characters that are all actually just being friendly, you know. The thing is that if you understand his character, you just realize it makes sense for him to not be able to open up to people when there's multiple persons around him. So he's the type of character that just needs to be having one-on-one conversation in order to show that he's actually cool with people. So even if this instance, this scene is painting them in more of an intimate way, this is not yet having them being pointed towards dating each other or being into each other. They just seem like they were supposed to have this in order to show that they're friends. So they have this moment. Mirajane is talking with him. She's sitting herself next to him, and she ends up telling him, and he actually ends up telling her first, that she changed because she used to be a baddie, like the kind of baddie, you know, like she used to be mean, she used to be a fighter, she used to be everything she's not today. And she's telling Laxus that he changed too. And the fans loved seeing Laxus blushing at her comment. Now, the fact that Mirajane is blushing and smiling, this is what she's always doing. This is just so in character for her. She's always been painted as the old sister of the entire guild. So it doesn't feel out of the character of her to be smiling, to be blushing, to be nice, to be kind. This is just who she is. So this is why I'm saying that this moment does not feel romantic in any way, up to the point that Laxus looks like a little shocked by her comment. He's blushing a little, but I know that Laxus, he's a tough guy, okay? So you wouldn't expect him to blush, but there are actually other times of him just blushing around, maybe not being this shocked and this touched by things somebody told him. But I feel like his reaction is just him being a little shy guy, a little awkward, a little kind of guy that doesn't know how to express himself, to acknowledge his feelings, and how to actually be human, if you know what I mean. Like, he went for being this extreme jerk he used to be at the beginning of the story, of being this chill guy, but he's now trying to put his feelings aside. So you have to also understand that a thing Laxus always craved for was people's recognitions. Like, this is honestly is basically his character arc, him believing he's not enough and putting this mask on of him being the best, just to cover the fact that he feels so small compared to his grandpa, compared to his father, and the fact that he used to live in their shadow and to be recognized for whatever his grandpa was doing, his father was doing, and never for what he was. So I feel like him blushing at Mirajane's comment is just him being touched by what she said. The fact that he changed. So yeah, this is definitely not giving me romantic interest for now. And as I said, it could not be a sign that they are confirmed or that they are canon at this point in the story, because Lucy is confirming to us that they aren't canon afterwards. It was years after this point. And yeah, it did say that they were rumored to be dating, but so was Laxus and Lisana, whom is literally Mirajane's sister, and also Laxus and Kana. So yes, it's still up to debate who Laxus and who Mirajane are going to end up with at the end of the story. I honestly, and this is only my personal opinion, you can tell me whatever you think about it, but I just feel like Laxus and Mirajane are probably going to end up together if we're getting a fairy tale next generation. If we are getting a next generation, they will be ending paired up together with a kid, like at least a kid. And it would make sense, but I just feel that if the story ends with this generation, I just feel like they are going to be left alone on purpose, because Mirajane is very popular with boys. So if the story doesn't go on, if we don't get kids and like the next generation having their own adventure, there's gonna be no point of just making them end up together and have a child. As sad as it's maybe sounding for someone who's shipping them hard. But yeah, Laxus is very popular as well. He actually also has some fans on his ship with Freed. So I just don't feel like they're going to end up together unless we have a next generation and they literally do need to end up together in order to have a child. Anyways, the chapter is ending with monsters attacking the town, and we have Jalal appearing. So I'm hyped for where this is going. I'm wondering if Mirajane and Laxus are going to get other moments. They might, but I don't think it's going to be anything major for their ship, since Lucy confirmed that they were never a thing. So yeah, they're probably going to have some moments, and it's actually nice to see more of Mirajane, but I don't think that Mirajane and Laxus fans that are just waiting for them to be canon are going to get it. It's honestly, at this point, is almost certain they're not going to get it from this manga in regards of the timeline of the story. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon. See you in the next one.